Hi Roland Park readers, and welcome to Storytime Online with me, Miss Perkins. Tonight we're going to get a chance to finish the chapter we started from Winnie the Pooh about Rabbit's busy day. That was a wonderful suggestion from Iris in 2nd grade. If you have suggestions, ask your parents to go with you to our Roland Park Readers Facebook page or our Twitter account and leave a comment for a book that you would love to hear us read. If I have it, I'd be happy to read it to you. For tonight, snuggle up, get cozy, and let's enjoy our book together. Alright, so we left off with Rabbit and Al had discovered a message on Christopher Robin's tree, and the message said, "Gone out, Backson, busy, Backson, CR, Christopher Robin." Rabbit found it and took it to Al, and together they decided that they need to go and find Pooh, because they believe Christopher Robin has gone out with a Backson, and they're trying to figure out what that is. Before he had gone very far, he heard a noise, so he stopped and listened. That's Rabbit. This was the noise. Noise by Pooh. "Oh, the butterflies are flying, now the winter days are dying, and the primroses are trying to be seen, and the turtle doves are cooing, and the woods are up and doing, for the violets are bluing in the green. Oh, the honeybees are gumming, oh, on their little wings and humming, that the summer which is coming will be fun. And the cows are almost cooing, and the turtle doves are mooing, which is why a Pooh is pooing in the sun. For the spring is really springing. You can see a skylark singing, and the bluebells which are ringing can be heard. And the cuckoo isn't cooing, but he isn't cooking, and he's oohing, and a Pooh is simply poohing like a bird." "Hello, Pooh," said Rabbit. "Hello, Rabbit," said Pooh dreamily. "Did you make that song up?" "Well, I sort of made it up," said Pooh. "It isn't rain," he went on humbly, "because you know why, Rabbit, but it comes to me sometimes." "Ah," said Rabbit, who never let things come to him, but always went and fetched them. "Well, the point is, have you seen a spotted or a herbaceous Backson in the forest at all?" "No," said Pooh. No. I saw Tigger just now." "That's no good." "No," said Pooh. "I thought it wasn't." "Have you seen Piglet?" "Yes," said Pooh. "I suppose that isn't any good either," he asked meekly. "Well, it depends if he saw anything." "He saw me," said Pooh. Rabbit sat down on the ground next to Pooh, and feeling much less important like that, stood up again. "What it all comes to is this," he said. "What does Christopher Robin do in the morning nowadays?" "What sort of thing?" said Pooh. "Well, can you tell me anything you've seen him do in the morning these last few days?" "Yes," said Pooh. "We had breakfast together yesterday by the pine trees. I'd made up a little basket, just a little fair-sized basket, and an ordinary biggish sort of basket, full of—" Yes, said Rabbit, "but I mean later than that. Have you seen him between 11 and 12? And that was Pooh's basket. "Well," said Pooh, at 11 o'clock. At 11 o'clock? Well, at 11 o'clock, you see, I generally get home about then, because I have 1 or 2 things to do." "11:15 then?" "Well," said Pooh, "half-past?" "Yes," said Pooh. "Half-past, or perhaps later, I might see him." And now that he did think of it, he began to remember that he hadn't seen Christopher Robin about so much lately. Not in the mornings. Afternoons, yes. Evenings, yes. Before breakfast, yes. Just after breakfast, yes. And then perhaps, "See you again, Pooh," and off he'd go. "That's just it," said Rabbit. "Where?" "Perhaps he's looking for something." "What?" asked Rabbit. "That's just what I was going to say," said Pooh. And then he added, "Perhaps he's looking for a spotted or herbaceous Backson." "Yes," said Pooh. "One of those, in case it isn't." Rabbit looked at him severely. "I don't think you're helping," he said. "No," said Pooh. "I do try," he added humbly. Rabbit thanked him for trying and said that he would now go and see Eeyore, and Pooh would walk with him if he liked. But Pooh, who felt another verse of his song coming on, said he would wait for Piglet. Goodbye, Rabbit. So Rabbit went off. And as it happened, it was Rabbit who saw Piglet first. Piglet had got up early that morning to pick himself a bunch of violets, and when he had picked them and put them in a pot in the middle of his house, it suddenly came over him that nobody had ever picked Eeyore a bunch of violets. And the more he thought of this, the more he thought how sad it was to be an animal who had never had a bunch of violets picked for him. So he hurried out again, saying to himself, Eeyore, violets, and then violets, Eeyore, in case he forgot, because it was that sort of day, and he picked a large bunch and trotted along, smelling them and feeling very happy until he came to the place where Eeyore was. Oh, Eeyore, Piglet began a little nervously, because Eeyore was busy. Eeyore put down a paw and waved him away. Tomorrow, said Eeyore, or the next day. Piglet came a little closer to see what it was. Eeyore had 3 sticks on the ground and was looking at them. 2 of the sticks were touching at one end, but not at the other, and the 3rd stick was laid across them. Piglet thought that perhaps it was a trap of some kind. Oh, Eeyore, he began again. Just, is that little Piglet, said Eeyore, still looking down at his sticks. Yes, Eeyore, and I, do you know what this is? No, said Piglet, it's an A. Oh, said Piglet, not O, A, said Eeyore severely. Can't you hear, or do you think you have more education than Christopher Robin? Yes, said Piglet. No, said Piglet very quickly, and he came closer still. Christopher Robin said it was an A, and an A it is, until somebody treads on me. Eeyore added sternly. Piglet jumped backwards hurriedly and smelt at his violets. Do you know what an A means, little Piglet? No, Eeyore, I don't. It means learning. It means education. It means all the things that you and Pooh haven't got. That's what A means. Oh, said Piglet again. I mean, does it? He explained quickly. I'm telling you, people come and go in this forest, and they say it's only Eeyore, so it doesn't count. They walk to and fro saying, ha ha, but do they know anything about A? They don't. It's just 3 sticks to them, but to the educated, mark this, little Piglet, to the educated, not meaning Poohs and Piglets, it's a great and glorious A. Not, he added, just something that anybody can come and breathe on. Piglet stepped back nervously and looked around for help. Here's Rabbit, he said gladly. Hello, Rabbit. Rabbit came up importantly, nodding to Piglet, and said, Ah, Eeyore, in the voice of one who would be saying goodbye in about 2 more minutes. There's just one thing I wanted to ask you, Eeyore. What happens to Christopher Robin in the mornings nowadays? What's this I'm looking at? Said Eeyore, still looking at it. 3 sticks, said Rabbit promptly. You see, said Eeyore to Piglet. He turned to Rabbit. I will now answer your question, he said solemnly. Thank you, said Rabbit. What does Christopher Robin do in the morning? He learns. He becomes educated. He instagrates. I think that is the word he mentioned, but I may be referring to something else. He instigates knowledge. In my small way, I also, if I have the word right, am going, what does he say? That, for instance, is an A, said Rabbit, but not a very good one. Well, I must get back and tell the others. Eeyore looked at his sticks, and then he looked at Piglet. What did Rabbit say it was, he asked. An A, said Piglet. Did you tell him? No, Eeyore, I didn't. I expect he just knew. He knew? You mean this A thing is a thing Rabbit knew? Yes, Eeyore. He's clever, Rabbit is. Clever, said Eeyore scornfully, putting a foot heavily on his 3 sticks. Education, said Eeyore bitterly, jumping on his 6 sticks. What is learning? Asked Eeyore as he kicked his 12 sticks into the air. A thing Rabbit knows. Ha! I think, began Piglet nervously. Don't, said Eeyore. I think violets are rather nice, said Piglet, and he laid his bunch in front of Eeyore and scampered off. Next morning, the notice on Christopher Robin's door said, Gone out, back soon, CR, which is why all the animals in the forest, except of course the spotted and herbaceous Baxen, now know what Christopher Robin does in the mornings. So I hope that you've been enjoying working it a little bit at school from far away and from online. For tonight, sweet dreams and happy reading.